Have you ever said anything similar to the following? I just need a vacation, or I just need a break. I just need a stiff drink. I just need a cigarette, or I just need a good book, my favorite blanket, and a warm cup of tea. Or maybe it's something like, I just need to go for a ride. I just need to hit the gym. If you've ever said anything similar to these, stick around. You're not going to want to miss this one.
Every day you get to decide how you show up in life. Every day you get to commit to the process of becoming who you've always said you'd be. For yourself, for those you love, and for the world. I'm here to come alongside you as we both lean in and never stop becoming.
Have you ever thought about the difference between enjoyment and escapism? This is something that I've been recently thinking about when it comes to the things that we say that we enjoy, or things that we tend to say that we want to be spending time doing. And I want to challenge you today. I've been challenging myself with this. I hope that you'll find it useful. And I've got a practical takeaway at the end, something that you can actually use as a tool to assess whether or not the things that you are enjoying are things you're actually escaping to and neglecting, things that will cause you to actually become who you said you would be. So an example of this is I love to read. As you can tell, I've got a few books back here. I need to probably get another bookcase, but I have been obsessively reading for most of my life because I believe and understand that there are people that have gone before me that have gone through different circumstances, situations, have different perspectives. I feel like it helps me grow my knowledge base, and it helps me learn from people that have made massive mistakes and learned incredible lessons. I feel like it's the ability to stand on the shoulders of giants, and it's one of the most valuable things that I find in my life. However, what I have found is that a lot of times reading for me isn't something I'm actually doing for enjoyment. It's a really, really, really good excuse to not fulfill on some of the obligations that I have and some of the things that I know I'm responsible for. And what I've found is that there are times where I go to read a book, right? And maybe you've done something like this. Maybe it's taking a vacation, or for my friends across the pond, taking a holiday. Or if you're doing something, whether it's a hobby, maybe it's art, maybe you're creative or a musician, and even things like social media, Netflix, all these different things that are considered diversions or things outside of our normal day-to-day, things that we enjoy. Well, I've found that for me, for example, with reading, I tend to use reading and I justify it as an excuse to not do some of the things that I know that I want to do in order to become who I've been called to be. And so what I want to challenge you with today is this concept of, are the things that you're using to enjoy, are they actually tools that you're using to escape, and it's inhibiting you from becoming who you said you would be? Even if it seems intrinsically good, right? We talk about vacations. Who doesn't love a good vacation? I love a good vacation. But how many times have you heard people say, I just need a vacation? And you think about how we frame vacations is that it's an escape from reality. And most of the time, and I've been guilty of this, I'm not sure if you have, I'll go on a vacation and I can't fully disengage because I'm just thinking about escaping certain areas of my life. Now, this was much more common back when I was working full time and I didn't have my own business. It was the demands of the job, and I wasn't able to creatively work through my day and be able to figure out what I wanted to do every single day. I have a lot more flexibility and freedom now, so I don't feel that pressure. However, most of us have gone through a season, or we've dealt with a time period in our life where we just are like, I just need a break. What I've found is that we don't actually fully enjoy the things that we're investing our time and energy into. It's because we're using them as an escape. Even something as good as a vacation or a book, that a lot of times if I'm not engaging in that activity from the right place, I'm not going to fully experience the benefits and the blessings of whatever that thing is. Let's talk about Netflix, for example. I'm not like someone that loves to watch TV, but my wife has certain shows she loves to watch, and she's huge on quality time. And for us, spending time watching a show is quality time. But what I have found is that when we're talking about Netflix or social media or even things like video games, that a lot of times we're escaping to these things, and what it is an actual indication that something is wrong. Now, we've all heard this before, that life teaches us lessons, but we don't learn the lessons unless we're paying attention. So this video today is all about how we can orient our lives around paying attention when we're diverting our time, our focus, our energy away from the things that we've committed to, the things we decided on, committed to, and said, I'm going to develop and grow in this area so I can become who I always said that I would be. Whether that's work-related, health-related, relationally, there are different things that sometimes we call them distractions. It's not necessarily distractions because sometimes we justify them because we feel like they're intrinsically good. If we take like a book, for example, I might feel like that's an intrinsically good thing, and I can justify and reconcile in my mind diverting my time and attention to spend time in a book, when really what I'm doing is I'm escaping from the demands and things that I have a responsibility to fulfill on, and the things that I have committed to. Now, in the Netflix example, right, or video games or social media, when we talk about getting lost in something, I feel like getting lost in a good book is very different than escaping to a book. We get lost in a really good show, or we get lost in a video game, and we're fully immersed in the experience. We get into the vacation, we're fully immersed and there and present. And that's really what this comes down to, is being fully present to enjoy whatever the thing is in your life, rather than using it as an actual tool to escape from all of these different things. And so my encouragement to you today, and the practical takeaway that I want you to walk away with is this, is to assess in your life, what areas are you potentially taking things that you enjoy? Again, whether it's a hobby, maybe it's going for a ride, or it's a vacation, or it's reading, or it's writing, or whatever it is for you. Are you actually doing it for the enjoyment of the thing and being fully present, or are you using it as an escape? And the reason I think that this is so foundationally important to us becoming who we said we would be is because if we're escaping, or we're trying to escape, we're missing the lesson. We're missing what life is trying to show us is something is out of alignment. Something needs to change. And now, granted, all of us, right, I think, are guilty of escaping to some degree. Very easy to get swept up in social media and you're escaping real life. And sometimes I find that there are things that we feel are intrinsically good or intrinsically bad, or what we perceive to be bad. What about the things that we feel like or we perceive to be intrinsically good? The hobbies, reading, writing, music, art. These things that we can get lost in and immerse ourselves in. Now, I'm not advocating or saying that you need to cut out these things from your life. What I am encouraging you to do is to assess whether or not these are things that you're actually enjoying and being fully present in, or if you're using them to escape reality. Because if we're using things in our lives to escape reality, we are missing the lesson. Something in our lives is not in alignment. So my friend, the practical takeaway, I know I mentioned this earlier, the practical takeaway is this. I would encourage you today, whenever you watch this, to take a moment, it was 60 seconds, just a minute or two, and write down what are the things that you enjoy doing. What are the things that you find yourself defaulting to in your life, maybe when you're under pressure, maybe when your relationship's not going too well. Maybe when you have an argument with your kids or your spouse, maybe when you have a fight with the boss, or your workload is too heavy, or you look at your to-do list, or you're looking at your finances. And what is the thing that you tend to do, and recognize that is that something that you are actually using as an escape, and that you're stepping into that because you're refusing to confront reality. And I find that if we refuse to confront reality, we will live in this repetitive cycle. And we've talked about this before. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so too often we're trying to escape from the things that life is saying. As Tony Robbins would say, life is happening for you. Where we have the opportunity to assess and see, why am I doing this thing instead? And how do I need to make changes to bring alignment in this area? What do I need to adjust? What do I need to fix? What is useful? What is not useful? What in my life needs to change so that when I am doing these other things, when I do go on vacation, I'm not going on vacation to escape reality. I'm going on vacation to enjoy the vacation. When I go to read a book, or when I get on social media, or I watch a show or a movie, I'm doing it to enjoy the thing and be able to be fully present and immersed in that moment, enjoying it for what it is, rather than escaping. So my friend, I hope you found this useful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to carry on the conversation. And if you haven't subscribed already, it would mean the world to me. Click that subscribe button. And I cannot wait to be back here with you again very soon. As always, be blessed and never stop becoming.